Howdy folks, Steve here. I'm just on the Coastal Celebration. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. I'm on my way back from Vancouver Island, going back to the prairies. I was here for about a week doing a project for a guy. Got finished up today, so I'm just heading back on the last boat, the 9 o'clock boat to the Lower Mainland, and just thought I would share a few thoughts, not to do with Victoria and not to do with, oh, it's kind of dark here, isn't it? Oh well, not to do with Vancouver Island. Let's see if I can get a brighter area, or not to do with Vancouver Island or this boat, but to do with something I had thought about earlier. I have this little book here. Whenever an idea comes to me, I put it in there and maybe have a chat about it later. Well, what I'm going to talk about here is engines and air pumps. Does that sound interesting? Might be a bit of background noise. It's because I'm on a mechanized machine, but that's still just about as dark as, oh well, what the heck. Don't need to see my mug anyway. All right, engines and air pumps. Well, I like engines, and I look into them once in a while. I've owned many thousands of different machines and cars and trucks and so on over the years. And I was listening to this one guy talking recently about how an engine is basically an air pump. It is, fuel is injected to keep it going, yes, but it's primarily feeding air in one side and out the other, right? And the smoother the flow of the air, the more efficiency can be had out of the engine. So what performance guys try to do is they try to duct the air into the intake more directly towards the valves, and they report it and they smooth out all the airflow and take out as many curves as possible. Same with the out on the exhaust. They try to direct it more smoothly using headers rather than cast manifolds, and have it flow more fluidly through and out the other end, hopefully through a bigger exhaust pipe. That's what performance guys do. In fact, when engines are to be really efficient, like in aircraft engines, they don't even use a muffler or a tailpipe. It's just a small little stub of a pipe sticking out of each piston, because they need maximum horsepower for the weight, right? I was thinking, and how this relates to us, I think, that we are actually like an air pump and a food pump in a way. We consume in and we get results out. We also have waste like exhaust coming out too, of course, but let's not get into that. But we have work effort, we have efficiency coming out of there. And the more efficient that we can bring in and produce energy, the better off we're going to be. So this means it's important for us to, just like in a finely tuned automobile, we'd want to make sure we have the cleanest fuel, the best fuel for us coming in, which happens to be generally what we're built for, which is whole foods. Generally a plant-based diet is best, I have found, and the research shows that. You can read the China study, don't take my word for it. It's the largest study ever done on human nutrition. And it's pretty clear that plant-based diet, whole food plant-based diet, is the way to go for the optimal fuel. And also to breathe a lot, and that means exercising, because exercise brings up our level of consumption of air. Just like an engine, if it sits around, it's going to get rusty. Well, if we sit around, we get rusty and we get out of shape, right? So it's very important to think of that in terms of think of ourselves in terms of an engine, and the better tuned it is, the better it's going to work. Also, our thoughts are like an air pump as well, which is that we take in certain thoughts, or we dwell on certain thoughts, and the output is somewhat related to that. So if we think about all kinds of garbage, we can have garbage out. And if we think about positive things and constructive, not so much positive, but constructive to what we're doing, and we isolate which is not constructive for us. Just like if we want our body to be healthy, we would eat constructive foods rather than destructive foods. So it's best for us to consume constructive ideas, constructive books, constructive conversations, constructive thoughts, and so on, to produce constructive outputs. I mean, these things are pretty obvious, right? So I don't know, I just thought it'd be interesting to share that in this relative darkness. I wish I could figure this out, how to get this to work better in this. Maybe if I touch something here, I don't know. Oh, look at that. So now you can probably see me, which maybe is not a good thing. This isn't the greatest video. I finally figured out this little button on here that if I push it, I get better brightness. So yeah, if we think of ourselves as flow-through devices, right? Our food, our activities, our thoughts, our relationships that we deal with, and so on, as affecting us, and as inputs rather, and that our outputs are related to our inputs, and we're cognizant of that, then we're going to be probably more effective in life and improve the quality of our life experience, of course. See if you're getting great chatting. Sorry about the video quality. Talk again soon. Bye for now.